If you've ever wondered what it's like to live and breathe rock and roll, Keith Richards' memoir, Life is a Wild Ride You Won't Forget. Richards, the iconic guitarist of the Rolling Stones, opens up about his chaotic childhood, his complicated friendships, and, of course, his legendary music career. The way he describes playing the guitar feels almost like poetry, and you can almost hear the music leaping off the page. You'll read about heartbreak, creative breakthroughs, and some truly outrageous adventures that will leave you laughing and shaking your head. He's honest about his struggles with addiction and the toll fame can take, but there's also a warmth and humor in his storytelling. Even if you aren't a Stones superfan, the sheer honesty and raw energy will pull you in. It's a book that makes you feel the sweat, grit, and joy of creating music from the inside out. Just Kids is a love letter to youth, art, and friendship. Patti Smith, the punk poet and musician, tells the story of her relationship with photographer Robert Mapplethorpe as they try to make it in New York City. This book is filled with longing, hope, and the kind of hunger that pushes you to chase your dreams. Smith's writing style is dreamy and honest, making you feel like you're walking the city streets alongside her. She captures what it means to be young and broke, but completely devoted to art. The book is full of small, magical moments, like eating a cheap meal together or discovering an inspiring painting. Anyone who's ever been passionate about music or art will see themselves in her journey. It's both heartbreaking and inspiring, showing how music and creativity can be a lifeline. David Byrne, the quirky genius behind Talking Heads, offers a fascinating look into the world of music with How Music Works. He dives into everything from the science of sound to the business of making records, always with a sense of wonder and curiosity. Byrne explains how the spaces where music is performed, tiny clubs, vast arenas, street corners, shape the sounds we hear. He also shares his own experiences navigating the music industry, making this book part memoir, part deep dive into the art form. There are moments where he'll discuss the nitty-gritty of recording, then suddenly pull back and talk about why music makes us feel the way we do. It's like having a late-night conversation with a friend who knows everything about music but is still excited to discover more. This book will change the way you listen to your favorite songs. Ever wondered why a certain song gives you chills or makes you want to dance? This Is Your Brain on Music explores the mysterious ways music affects our minds and emotions. Daniel J. Levitin, a neuroscientist and former music producer, breaks down the science in a way that's easy to understand and surprisingly fun. He shares stories about famous musicians and uses simple examples to explain complex ideas, like why some melodies stick in your head. You don't need to be a scientist to enjoy this book. Levitin shows that music is more than just entertainment, it's wired deep into who we are. If you love learning random facts to impress your friends, you'll find plenty here. This book makes you appreciate every note and lyric on a whole new level. Bob Dylan's Chronicles, Volume 1, is a memoir that defies expectations, just like the man himself. Instead of following a straight timeline, Dylan jumps around to different moments in his life, sharing stories about songwriting, fame, and the changing world around him. His writing is poetic but straightforward, revealing both the magic and messiness of being an artist. You'll get a peek behind the curtain at the creative process, and at the same time, you'll see how music can shape and be shaped by history. Dylan doesn't shy away from talking about his struggles and doubts, which makes his achievements feel even more remarkable. Reading this book feels a bit like listening to one of his songs, mysterious, surprising, and deeply moving. It's essential for anyone who wants to understand the heart behind the music. If you've ever obsessed over making the perfect playlist or spent hours in a record store, High Fidelity will feel like coming home. Nick Hornby's novel follows Rob, a music-obsessed record shop owner, as he navigates love, heartbreak, and the complicated art of growing up. The book is packed with references to classic albums and hilarious debates about the right way to listen to music. Hornby perfectly captures the way music can become intertwined with our memories and relationships. The story is funny, relatable, and at times painfully honest about how much we let music define us. It's not just about records, it's about how music helps us make sense of the world. If you've ever argued with a friend about the best breakup song, this book will hit close to home. The Rest Is Noise is a sweeping journey through the world of 20th century classical music. Alex Ross, a music critic with a knack for storytelling, brings composers and their wild ideas to life. He explains how world events, from wars to revolutions, changed the way music was written and heard. Even if you're not a classical music buff, Ross's vivid descriptions and fascinating anecdotes make this book hard to put down. he shows how music isn't just something beautiful to listen to, it's shaped by politics, technology, and culture. By the end, you'll want to explore pieces you've never heard and look at familiar music in a new light. This isn't just a history book, it's a love letter to the power of sound and creativity. Kim Gordon's Girl in a Band is a raw and honest look at life on stage and off. As a founding member of Sonic Youth, Gordon helped shape the sound of alternative rock, and her memoir doesn't shy away from the struggles that came with it. She talks about sexism in the music industry, the ups and downs of creative partnerships, and the search for her own voice. Gordon's writing is clear and unfiltered, making you feel the excitement and anxiety of performing live. She also explores her love for art, showing how music and visual creativity often go hand in hand. The book is filled with moments of vulnerability and insight, offering a rare glimpse into the world of a true icon. Anyone who's ever felt like an outsider will find something to relate to here. If you've ever wanted to peek inside the minds of the world's greatest songwriters, Songwriters on Songwriting is a treasure trove. Paul Zollo interviews legends like Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, and Paul Simon, asking them about their creative process, favorite lyrics, and the stories behind their biggest hits. Each interview feels intimate and revealing, as if you're sitting in on a conversation between old friends. The book covers a wide range of genres, showing that great songwriting isn't limited to one style or era. You'll hear about happy accidents, late-night inspirations, and the hard work that goes into crafting a perfect song. It's the kind of book you can pick up again and again, finding new inspiration each time. Aspiring musicians and curious fans alike will be hooked. Musicophilia is a collection of stories from Oliver Sacks, a neurologist who spent his career studying the weird and wonderful ways music affects our brains. He shares tales of patients who suddenly develop musical talents, people who use music to recover from illness, and those whose lives are changed by a single melody. Sacks writes with warmth and compassion, turning complex science into moving human stories. The book is full of surprises, showing how music can heal, comfort, and even transform us in ways we don't expect. Reading it feels like sitting down with a wise friend who really understands the power of a great song. Sacks makes you realize that music isn't just something we listen to, it's part of who we are. This is the end.